We are live with the Talking Bastards. We come to you from our homes in different areas of the area we live in. Here we go.
You keep that keistered. I'll just.
I don't think I could do that. Sounds like an extreme workout.
Oh
Yeah, what would y'all do if y'all were a ghost?
If I was a ghost,
Yeah, like if y'all were
I'd be
a ghost.
fucking with people.
He's got the resolution down.
You're explaining Bigfoot to me like he's a Pokemon.
This is what
He
happens.
Probably is.
hasn't been caught yet, so
Right.
This sounds fucking stupid.
Did you notice me and Hayden are wearing the same shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're twins.
It wasn't even planned.
No, it wasn't.
Hayden, I appreciate your mustache, though. Man. That thing's mean.
It's. I told you, it gets powerful.
Yeah, that thing is mean as hell, man.
Yeah, when I was getting out, he decided that he needed to carry on the mustache. And
Yeah,
so,
the mustache white guy.
yeah.
No, when I grow up, it's like for me, it's like I either grow a full beard to look like decent. If I grow a mustache, I just look at the Tapatio, man, and I can't get over it.
With your spicy raisins.
Yeah.
I'll be passing it down soon.
He's
Yeah.
got to pass it down to Grupetti.
Can he grow a mustache?
He looks like he can grow a mustache. He looks like he can get pretty hairy.
He says he
Hmm.
can, but I guess we'll have to see.
Yeah.
But I am Brother Zachary Ellis, the cult leader.
And I am Thomas Hayden, the Texas Ranger.
No, I'm the hooded warrior, raisin boy, Jose Rod.
You got any raisins in that foreskin?
I recently took them off for harvest. I am fertilizing the soil right now for my foreskin to have the right amount of moisture for grapes to grow, and then make sure that it's dry enough for raisins to raisin.
Oh,
So-
good.
I'm in the middle.
So do you sometimes put the powder in the foreskin so it can cultivate with it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, he's constantly climate changing his foreskin. Just
Yes.
for the high quality raisins.
Yes, I'm thinking I'm gonna start a banana plantation down there next year. I'm gonna move on from the raisins, start growing bananas down there, and yeah, I'm just looking for forced volunteers.
I will volunteer. Can I be one of your workers?
Yeah, man, you could go in there and then work the land and get whipped every now and again, you know. So
So like my have you ever had your stepkid clog the toilet
yeah,
like with a big old fat shit?
yeah.
So
I don't
my
know.
steps-
I don't know.
Th-
Mine's
our
shits,
steps
big old shits.
because my stepson, I don't know if yours does, he doesn't like to shit, and so you have to tell him, you have to force him to go shit, and so
Yeah.
does yours do that?
Well, when he was around 3 or 4, it was like that. He didn't like to, and when he did, oh my god, like those things were massive. Like, I don't know, these little toddlers have big old turds in them, and he would
They
now he
do.
shits by himself, so it's all good. But
Yeah, mine doesn't. He doesn't like to shit, and so you have to force him. He's the same age as yours, and
Yeah.
and when he's at his dad doesn't make him do a fucking thing, and so he came back and he had to shit, clogged the fucking toilet. I could not get it. I thought I was gonna have to call a plumber. And,
Could you imagine that fucking
dude,
you had to use
I-
that thing from that infomercial, the thing that the plastic bag looking thing.
I thought about it. I looked up everything. I tried so many things. I even squirted the dish soap in there and you let it sit and then you put hot water in there and it's supposedly supposed to help and shit like that. But that did nothing, and I sat there with a plunger. I had rubber gloves on because the shit was splashing everywhere, and I was like,
I can just imagine Ellis angry as fuck.
oh, dude, I was.
Dookie water hitting him and shit.
You had to call the turbo team, man.
Don't run.
You're not part of the turbo team.
Walk slowly.
Dude, I don't know about you guys, but there's no more satisfying, or one of the most satisfying feelings in the world is to unclog a clogged toilet without making a big ass mess. It's like
true.
the best. It's like, oh, I got it. Yes.
So it sat there for like a day and a half. And I'd sit there texting my wife. I'm like, I can't unclog this thing. And then finally, she got home and I was like, I got to go to Home Depot. So I went to Home Depot and I see this, one of those auger things, like the cable that you drain snake thing. And I'm going to grab it. I grab a new plunger and then this old dude fucking grabs the last one up there. And I'm like, fuck. I'm like, now what am I going to do? And then finally I noticed one sitting there and he had a veteran hat on. And I was like, I like your hat. He's like, oh, thanks. I served on a diesel submarine. And I was like, oh shit. I just got out of there and all that. And so he went on talking about his grandson being in the Marines and so on. So I had a good chat with this old dude. And then I go home, I fucking stick the thing in there and I'm all twisting it and nothing's happening. And I'm like, damn, it's probably deeper. And then finally I pull it out and like a little bit of water starts draining out. And so I get the plunger and I'm just like, just like going ham on this thing. And then finally I get it unstuck and I pull it out and there's just shit all in it. And it has like a perfect cylinder of shit inside this little cable. And then I threw it in the bathtub so it didn't get all over the place. I had to go outside and spray it with the hose trying to get the shit out of it. Man, it was rough, but I got it unclogged.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Would have ran into my kid's room and start flinging it around. I got it.
Put his nose in it. Put his nose in it. See what happens.
Start doing that. So I kept asking him. I was like, the first time when he clogged it, because he calls it gurgling. He's like, I gargled the toilet.
I gargled the toilet. That's awesome, though, man.
So I'm like, how much toilet paper did you put in there? He's all 3 pieces. I was like, you did not put 3 pieces in there.
I don't even use 3 pieces.
And then he told my wife, he's like, I put more in there. He's all apologizing. And then yesterday I asked him, I was like, how many pieces did you put in there? He's all 5. I was like, well, you need to make sure you're not putting so much in there. And you need to go to the bathroom. So I always threatened him with like, okay, if you're not going to the bathroom, you're going to have to go to the doctors and get some shots. I was like, do you want to get shots? He's like, no. So I'm like, go to the bathroom. You're going to have to go live in the hospital.
Give him some prune juice or something.
Dude, we have these gummies, these fiber or whatever gummies that we give them.
It doesn't work?
That's probably what got him clogged in the first place.
Well,
wasn't fiber supposed to make you shit?
Yeah, but like it's hard because he goes to his dad's for a week and then he comes here for a week. And so he doesn't have a consistent.
Oh, okay. So his body's
schedule.
not like
it's not
regular.
Adapting. Yeah. So it makes it difficult.
I had a crazy dream last night that me and my wife were renewing our vows or something, and we went to. But she was like, "Oh, let's actually go on a proper honeymoon or whatever." But I was like, "No," because I need to save money, and I was trying to save money to get a sex change. Dude, I had it was weird. And when I was trying to pay for this said sex change, like. All my cards were like bent and chewed up, like the dog was chewed on them. I'm at the doctor's office, like, okay, I'm ready. And and he's like, all right, well, we need a form of payment. And I'm trying to pay, but all my IDs, everything was chewed up, not ripped up, but like chewed up, bent. My Costco card was all fucked up too. Like everything was, I was like, I can't pay, so I couldn't pay for this exchange. But yeah, that was it.
Sex change. I've never had a dream like that, needing a sex change.
Yeah, it was
For
super
one.
random. Like,
That's
and it was
funny.
a secret. I kept it a secret. I was like, I'm gonna just come home with like tits or something. And like, you could call me Josefina.
Josefina.
Yeah.
Well, now that we were off topic of that,
Shit, from Clyde toilets.
I'm not the only one who wants boobies.
Yes.
do you know? So this podcast is about the old Western times, about criminals in the Western times. Did you know that there was a famous Western outlaw that was Mormon? He lived in Utah.
No.
He's a Utah Mormon.
Yeah, his name is Butch Cassidy.
I think I've heard of that before.
Yeah, I've heard of Butch Cassidy. I've heard of the name Butch Cassidy.
Yeah, he's a pretty famous guy. So he's from Beaver, Utah. Yep. Utah has a lot of weird names. So Utah has a town called Hurricane, but it's spelt just like hurricane. They call it Hurricane for some reason.
Mormons.
I know, right? But anyways, so his real name is Robert Leroy Parker. He was the first of 13 children. That's when you know he's Mormon, because of the huge family. My dad is the oldest of 14 kids. And his Mormon parents had come to Utah from England in 1856. His parents moved over the mountains to Circleville in 1879. And young Roy, as he was known about the house, worked in ranches across western Utah, including at Hay Springs near Milford, or one of these early jobs. Roy had his first run in with the law. So he did like a lot of stuff. His first crime, he got away with $20,000, which probably back in that day was probably like over like $1 million would be considered that.
Yeah, probably.
He was one of the first to break grounds on the Outlaw Trail, meandering ghost-like path that began in Mexico, ran through Utah, and ended in Montana. The unofficial trail linked together a series of hideouts and ranches, like the Carlisle Ranch near Monticello, where ranch owners seemed willing to give jobs to outlaw cowboys. So it seems like does it seem like he started up like outlaw stuff from what I read?
Like he's like a founding father of outlaws. He sounds like he was a pretty smart guy having all those hideouts.
Yeah. Well, I think if I lived in that time, I would probably be an outlaw too.
I think it'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, I think it's like one of those like cool things that would be like just badass to do.
What started all that? Was it the United States central government was so far to the east, and the west was just expanding to where like there were places where there was basically no laws and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because back then I think it was like, California, Arizona, Utah in this case, like all that was either Mexico or just the west, and then there was like no control over there. It's just people just do whatever the fuck they want. And then that's what started, because you never hear about like outlaws in like, well, maybe besides Bonnie and Clyde, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong.
I'm already gonna tell you, Texas had at least like a good chunk. I got 8 of them.
Texas, Texas was like, who knows what Texas was back then? Texas doesn't even know what Texas is right now. You guys are the greatest state in the fucking country world. But back then, it was just a bunch of wild white guys from the east, or Mexicans, just fucking everything up.
Fighting it about.
Just barge into a saloon. Boom. Where's the White Claw? Like,
You go into the saloon, you're gonna get a shot of White Claw.
Give me my seltzer water.
You ever seen that Bud Light seltzer commercial with Post Malone? And
Yeah.
and like he's and he's like, "Can I get a Bud Light seltzer, please?" It's like rewind to the Wild West. Let me get a Bud Light seltzer, please. And then it's like just a big old shootout starts for no reason.
This guy breathed wrong, and then they just start fucking fighting everywhere, throwing people through windows.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Butch Cassidy, after a trip back to Europe, Cassidy returned to the United States, this time with the name William Phillips. Phillips went to Michigan, where he met and fell in love with Gertrude Lindsay. The two were married. The happy couple moved to Arizona. Man, they did a lot of moving. Phillips apparently made a little cash on the side by fighting with Pancho Villa in the Mexican Revolution.
Yeah, Pancho Villa was
Oh, it's Villa?
yeah, Villa. When you put the two L's together, it makes the yes sound.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he was one of like the main dudes for the Mexican Revolution at the time. If you look up pictures of him, he's like a chubby, kind of chubby. No, not chubby. I think stocky Mexican guy, and like he has like two chains of like rifle, fucking. I don't even know what the fuck you call them. I'm not a gun guy. Help me out, guys.
Bandoliers.
Yeah, bandoliers. Yeah, there you go. He has like two bandoliers on his chest, crossed, and wearing a fat fucking mustache.
Oh shit.
So, Pancho Villa.
Villa.
Pancho.
Yeah.
Pancho Villa.
Yeah, Villa. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, he's kind of fucking gangster looking.
So he made money fighting with him,
bro. He's sombrero.
Yeah. So he made cash on the side by fighting with Pancho Villa in the Mexican Revolution, and then north to Spokane, where he found the Phillips Manufacturing Company and later worked for Riblet. He made chairlifts and trams, but things went downhill, and Phillips was close to bankrupt. He embarked on a few desperate trips back to Utah and Wyoming in hopes of finding some buried caches, but he apparently was unsuccessful, and he was diagnosed with cancer and died. Well, he didn't die very cool. You'd think he'd like died in like a shootout or something. He died in 1937. It's pretty crazy.
That's not that.
No,
back
it's not
then,
not that far away.
It's right before World War II.
Yeah, I was telling Hayden, I was like, man, like people are still alive from then.
Yeah, they still got grandkids and shit, probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's got some family running around. If he had kids, they didn't say if he did or not. And then I also was looking up Jesse James. Jesse James is like one of my favorite ones. Not the motorcycle guy, but the outlaw. And the cool thing I found out I didn't know is he was a Confederate guerrilla in the U.S. Civil War, which I think was pretty badass.
He was hiding in the trees and shit.
Yeah, so he was pretty much like what's his name? The Patriot.
He was Mel Gibson's The Patriot.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I think. He was like so during Civil War, Missouri, a border state, was home to guerrilla fighting initiated by forces on both sides of the conflict. Frank James fought with the pro-secession Missouri State Guard at the start of the war, then joined a band of Confederate guerrillas, also known as bushwhackers. He carried out attacks against Union sympathizers in the region on May 1863 while at his family's farm. Kind of seems like a Mel Gibson type thing. He was a teenager during this too. He was 16. He died in a gunfight. Because he died robbing a bank that was unsuccessful. And people didn't think he died, and they dug up his body in 1902 trying to figure out if it was really him or not. And or 95, I mean. 1995, they dug his body up.
What the fuck? It's all decomposed.
Right? Could you imagine like pulling that out and looking at it? I feel like it would be like bones or something.
I wonder why they did it and just be like, I'm gonna keep his fucking femur bone.
And so like, but he was my age when he died. 99.
62? Oh yeah.
So he was 34 when he was murdered, while he was trying to rob a bank. So rather than dying in a hail of gunfire while robbing a bank or a train, the legendary Jesse James was brought down while dusting a picture on the wall of his rented home. His wife and 2 children were in another room at the time. James assassin who shot him in the back of the head was Bob Ford. They like shooting people in the back of the head back in those days.
Yeah, it's an instant kill.
Somehow they just like were able to. How did that dude even sneak into his house? I can't imagine like it was like quiet going across those boards.
You know, ask Hayden. He was probably in there eating a sandwich.
I saw the whole thing. It was actually a conversation. I actually saw it in the movie. Brad Pitt was Jesse James. I can't remember what the fuck the movie was called. Probably Jesse James.
I think it was called Jesse James. I think they even had Butch Cassidy.
It was like they were having like a conversation, and like I guess Jesse James' character Brad Pitt knew that he was going to die, so he intentionally turned around and said, "This picture's crooked." And as he was fixing it, they belted him in the back of the head.
This is what I picture. So Hayden's in the corner eating his sandwich.
Yeah, I was watching it all go down like a drama, just like.
And then fucking the Jesse James gets shot in the back of the head. Then he's like with a sandwich in his mouth, being like, "Watch out!" Like,
he barked at him.
He's gonna shoot you.
Oh man, I don't know. Like, what do you think? Because I don't think those guys were named like, they always had some nickname or something.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Jesse James.
Like Ferguson.
I think Jesse James. I think his real name is actually Jesse James.
Oh, okay.
So I think he's like the only one. I could be wrong. That actually went by his real name.
Mm-hmm.
He's called the James Gang.
The James Brigade.
Which, who do you have from Texas, Hayden?
I have quite a few people, but I've whittled it down to like 2 groups of outlaws. But first things first. Oh, wrong button. I gotta share this. Poncho looks like a G.
Yeah,
Pancho Villa, that's him. That's him right there.
Like he looks like he invented tequila.
Dude, there's another one that used to be like his name was Emiliano Zapata. Same fucking thing. Except he's a lot skinnier, fat fucking mustache. Like fat fucking mustache. And no expression on his face. There's pictures of him like when he got shot and everything. Like his body's all dead and everybody's carrying him like Spider-Man on the subway. Like
he's a hero. Careful,
don't touch
guys,
him. He's a hero.
No, so the one that I'm like focusing on right now is Jim Miller. Which, after reading some of his stuff, it turns out like he wasn't a native Texan. I think he was from
So, yeah, of course. There's nobody that's native from Texas anymore.
Yeah.
Like back then, everybody was just Mexican.
Arkansas. But Jim Miller looks like a pompous white dude. Like if I saw him fighting with a hardcore Hispanic like Pancho, I'd be like, Pancho doing all the work. And it says here, I'm gonna read the short bio of him. It says James Brown Miller, known as both Killer Miller and Deacon Jim. It says Miller regularly attended the Methodist Church and neither smoked or drank. The teachings of the church must have fallen short for Miller because he was a known assassin and had been arrested for murder several times, including murder of his grandparents and his brother-in-law. For protection, Miller always wore a large black coat with iron plates sewn into the breast. So, dude knew it. He knew what he was doing. Let's just say that. It says Miller served as a marshal for Pecos, Texas, as well as a Texas Ranger.
That's you.
That's you.
But it didn't earn those titles by being a repentant man who changed his ways, but rather being a scheming man who realized that obscuring his past would get him into positions of influence. So it says here, like, this dude would kill somebody just for, like, snoring loudly.
So he was that, like, irritable, huh?
Yeah. It says Jim Miller, he was lynched by an angry mob because they were afraid that he would evade justice for the murder of some guy named Gus Bobbitt. So, rancher and former deputy U.S. Marshal, a witness to the hanging of Miller, said that he shouted "Let her rip" before voluntarily jumping off of his hanging platform.
That's actually kind of badass.
Yeah, it is.
Dude,
Let her rip.
Let her rip. That's where the saying came from.
let her rip.
Let her rip.
It probably did.
Yeah, but if you take a look at this guy and you compared him to Pancho, you could see like Pancho is probably doing all the work.
Oh.
So that's James, or Jim Miller, Deacon Miller, or whatever you want to call him.
No,
He's just chilling.
he looks like a stoic man.
Yeah, a philosopher of sorts.
Yeah, he does. He looks like a rather ravishing fellow.
He looks like he would probably teach a college course or something on like light bulbs.
That's my guy. I chose to choose out of the little 8 that I got. But other than that, we got Bonnie and Clyde, and everybody knows about Bonnie and Clyde.
Were they from Texas?
Yes.
Oh shit! I thought they were from like Boston or something.
No, I didn't know they were from Texas either until I popped on this website.
Did they die in Texas?
Let's see.
Did you see that movie, the Bonnie and Clyde movie?
No.
No.
I haven't really seen a Bonnie and Clyde movie.
It's actually really good. It has, I think it has the guy who plays the gladiator. What's his name?
James Butler or something like that. Something Butler.
No, not Gerard Butler. He's the guy that plays Leonidas.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Okay. So yeah,
yes, Nicolas Cage.
They're from Texas, but they died in Louisiana.
Hey,
Okay.
dude, it's so weird that back then, like Texas was going crazy with outlaws and shooting people, and then the state or the territory right next to them is just filled with a bunch of hillbillies and black people fishing for crawfish, Cajun French people.
Louisiana was just really minding their own business during that time.
Yeah, I feel like we always do.
You never hear anything about people from Louisiana from then.
No, I think no, not back then. They were over there in the bayou getting the crawfish, get the alligator going by my ass. You know, like
Do you think their accent was still the same back then, like
it's
that?
probably worse, bro. It's probably worse. You see that frog, gotta skip it underwater in the swamp, in the muddy bayou.
Who do you think the most famous outlaw was?
I don't know. Besides Jesse James or Bonnie and Clyde, I think. I don't know. For me, I think I don't. Those are the ones that I've heard about the most. And Kissing Kate Barlow from Holes.
From Holes, yeah.
So, so Bonnie and Clyde's not even on the 10 iconic Wild West figures.
Oh, shit.
The number 1 is Billy the Kid.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
Billy.
yeah.
Um,
Was it Machine Gun Kelly an outlaw too, or was he a murderer?
I think
I think he was a gangster.
A gangster?
Yeah, he was probably like the mafia,
Okay, yeah.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he was a mob because he was in Alcatraz.
I gotta show you. And then second is Buffalo Bill. I gotta show you this. Let's see if I can. Look at this picture of Buffalo Bill. Not the right one. The black and white one. But he's like,
he's just chilling.
Yeah, he's like super.
I think that's my facial hair right there.
Right? Look at that. Look at that mustache. Look at that goatee. Just
that thing's holy shit.
Like how did he get it like that? That's what I want to know.
Like I'm gonna be dead ass. He was slaying puss. Look at that shirt. Leather rose shirt.
I wonder if those guys were just kind of like, okay, guys, we have a photo shoot today.
Put on your Sunday's best.
Yeah, because he's like posing and stuff with his rifle. Like,
look at this guy's name, Calamity Jane. I don't even know anything about this dude.
Calamity Jane.
And then Wild Bill Hickok. See, he prepped for that picture.
Yeah, definitely. He looks Russian in that picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, like his name is like his name should be Vladimir.
Yeah, it should be. Wild Bill. Look at that. Wild Bill right there at the bottom. And then look, Annie Oakley. I've heard of her.
I haven't heard of Annie. I heard of the name, but I don't.
Yeah, it's this one will come out tomorrow. That Annie?
Yeah, exactly. At 15, where she's like she started when she was a fucking teenager. Sharpshooting skills. Look at this. She was a champion in her sharpshooting skills, which started at age 15. She looks like she can grow a mustache better than most dudes nowadays.
Yeah. She looks like what dudes nowadays strive to be.
It's true. And you got, Butch Cassidy, Jesse James.
And go Wyatt Earp down here.
Yeah, Wyatt Earp. What movie is Wyatt Earp on?
Tombstone.
Yes, that's what I thought. That is what I thought.
Doc Holliday, he was like, what was he supposed to be, like the fastest hand in the West or something?
Yeah, but he had like cancer and he was dying. Dude, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
If there's like a good Western movie, you gotta watch that one. Who's your Spaniard folk?
Yeah, you can't do Poncho. We already established Poncho was like the OG.
So I don't have a lot of like most of the outlaws that I know and I've heard of have been American, but Poncho back then, like he wasn't the only one. I think I mentioned Emiliano Zapata a few minutes ago, but basically what they weren't just like outlaws. They were also going against the Mexican government at the time. They didn't like America. Like revolution. So like they just fought against the government and American interests and stuff like that. Because back then the whole West was pretty much Mexico, and but I don't really know too much. I just know that they were fighting against. I know more about like Colombian crime and stuff like that, but it's hard to compare it to American Outlaws because in Colombia it's more like guerrilla warfare type stuff, and
would we call them? We would call Hispanic outlaws like banditos.
Yeah. You would call them like bandits, Spanish for bandits, But yeah, you ever seen the movie Rango? Yeah, that's pretty much
a great movie.
Yeah, it is a good movie. And I had a fucking chameleon and it fucking died. It choked on a cricket.
Fucking Antonio Banderas.
Antonio,
rest in peace.
Yeah, I want to get another one, dude, but like, fuck, man, that's just you have to take care of him so much, and I don't think my wife is gonna be down to feed it crickets if I'm not around or something. Like,
yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so, but yeah, in Colombia is more like guerrilla warfare and stuff like that. But those guys are brutal. Like that's for another episode, I think, because those guys do some crazy shit. But Wild West stuff, I mean, I do enjoy like the movies and everything. But yeah, I don't know too much about it. I could just sit here and talk scenarios and stuff like that. Like, oh, what would be my bandit name?
Yeah, what would be your bandit name?
I don't know. I think it'd be like Jose the Raisin Rodriguez. Story goes, he got left in the sun too long, turned to a raisin.
I got one for you.
He pissed himself to rehydrate.
You'd be called the Hooded Bandit.
Hooded Bandit. You know what's funny? You know how like that one you were talking about right now, that he was a Confederate guerrilla or whatever? Was it you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hayden? Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me of this. It was you? Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
Butch Cassidy.
Butch Cassidy? Okay, so
or no, that was Jesse James, sorry.
This is back in 2013, 2012, right? This is how you know times change so fast when it comes to being politically correct. I was on deployment and some Asian lady called my friend a Yankee, and he's from Wichita Falls, Texas. And he was like offended. He's like, that bitch called me a Yankee. I'm a Confederate, and like and it was like totally cool that he said that. Nowadays, can you imagine if somebody says I'm a Confederate like to a group of people? Like, my God.
Well, all the white people would get offended.
You're a fucking racist.
Support all non-white people.
This is, oh yeah, you're not. You're a racist. Like, but I don't. Was Texas ever part of the fucking Confederacy?
It might have been.
I'm too ignorant on U.S. history to know.
I think it might be like part of Mexico then, but no, I don't know. It might have, because it's part of the South.
Yeah, but Texas is in the South, man. Texas is Texas. Like, that's what I consider Texas. You know what I mean?
Man. We do our
Texas. Texas is Texas.
I'm surprised Texas hasn't like became its own country yet, like seceded from the states.
So we have once before. I don't know why we came back.
Yeah, really? Yeah. I think I heard about that.
So some Texans supported the Union, but were concerned about political attacks on Southern institution. Texas has been part of the United States, yada, yada, yada. When seceded, prevailed, yada, 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 yada. So Texas formally seceded on March 2nd, 1861 to become the 7th state in the new Confederacy. So I think we were
okay.
Confederate.
I'm a Confederate. I'm not a Yankee.
I know Texas during Obama, they tried seceding, but they couldn't get the whatever signatures to do it.
I think we were threatening to, but we're like, nah.
Probably. All I know is there's some states that are considering it now.
California is like they're trying to get it to split up into different states.
Yeah,
because it's so different from like how the Northern California is, Central California, and like Southern California. They're so different. Politically, their views are way different. But most of the states' decisions are made because of the Southern California or Northern California vote. Like Central California, even though everybody votes a certain way, the decision is made in those regions because they got more people.
Yeah.
So
that's why a lot of us Texans, we get pissed off every time when a California dude's like, I'm going to Texas. I'm going to live in Texas. It's like, no, don't do that because you're going to bring your fucking laws with you.
it's happening, man. Fucking
already
Joe Rogan
happening.
left. Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, Joe Rogan left. Fucking Elon Musk is leaving.
Well, Californians that moved to Texas, the ones that I don't know why they left, they're mad because Texas finally opened up everything. And now that Texas did that, they're pissed off and now they want to go back to California.
Yeah, go back to California. Get the fuck out of my state.
Everybody that I meet doesn't know me, thinks I'm from like California or like Florida or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, dude, I'm from Louisiana. Like, I'm from the Bayou.
I'm from the Bayou. I get the problem. I got
It's just,
I love you too. Oh man.
yeah, every time I hear that, man, it irritates me. Because they leave California because they hate the laws that they fucking put in issue. So they want to go to Texas because Texas is great.
I do enjoy Texas. I fucking hate Texas, but I love Texas at the same time. I just like their no bullshit stuff doesn't have to be overpriced way of thinking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it just seems like a nice place to live. And you could live in a city. If you like the city, there's like fucking 5 big cities there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if you like the more countryside, shit, go to the Panhandle. They got plenty of that too.
Yeah.
Like, so.
And great gun laws.
Yeah.
Great gun laws, great housing economy, everything's like if you go into the DFW where I'm from, you'll have fucking strangers in cars like waving at you. And
Really?
at first, yeah, and I didn't realize that until after I came back for a little bit. I'm driving, going to a fucking Whataburger because awesome. I was sitting there and just like look over to my left and it's just like smiling old people, just like I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of weird, but what's up?
Yo, weirdies.
Yeah.
So I'm not used to friendly people right now.
So it was when I got to California, man. Like in Louisiana, people are so cordial when they drive. Like, oh, I'm trying to get to the other lane. Okay, come on. Here, there's no fucking chance. You're not getting through. You better wait.
They either drive fucking slow or really fast.
Yeah, who drives slow in the fast lane? Like,
I've had people almost rear end me while driving and fly around me just to get off right as they get in front of me in the left turning lane.
Yeah.
They have to like hurry up and get into that stupid fucking lane.
Yeah, it's dumb. And then if you drive through LA, dude, like, oh my god. That's another story. When I had my truck, I had to drive through LA, and I swear to God, my truck didn't fit in some of those streets. Like it did not fit.
Yeah, you can't have a truck there.
I wonder what changed though, because LA and California used to be Mexico back in the day, right? And that's considered the Wild West. And then what changed? At what point was it like, no guns,
Hollywood,
like all this hot? You think so? No, you're probably right. Shit.
They wanted to make like Western movies and shit. I don't know. I'm just being fucking stupid right now.
There had to have been like something where somebody out there was like, I don't like guns, so we need to try and get rid of them. So somewhere down the line, someone put that in somebody's head, and they decided to put laws on that, I guess. I don't know.
So I think California, like a lot of people moved to California because when California was like young, it was like booming over here. You know what I mean? It was booming, like business, and then everybody started moving over here. That's why I got so fucking crowded in these cities.
San Francisco is like the iron, whatever. Like they had the most fucking.
They had the gold rush over here.
Yeah, I was about
like
to say, was
businesses.
the gold rush that populated California?
Yeah, the gold rush, and then I think everything changed once the hippies started coming around.
Those
true.
damn hippies.
Yeah, dude, honestly, because they were just like so happy and everything, and then that's when people started becoming soft, and it's like, okay, like now everybody's a fucking pussy, like, like,
It's drastically just went whoosh, way down.
and then no, and it's out there too, bro. It's like it's news, like they're saying that California is going downhill, like people are moving their businesses from California to other states, and then
That's outrageous.
Even
Yeah.
Facebook moved their business from California to Utah.
yeah, Utah's another one where everybody's going too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
turning into California.
I'm going to sidebar this real quick and just admire the fact that my Google search history is just completely fucked because I'll put in shit. So it's like a mix of porn and then like every time we do a podcast, I'll type in like just now I just typed in what pussified California. And literally the second popped up is like liberals are pussifying America.
If you could move to another country, what would it be?
I'd go to Australia.
Australia's good. Yeah,
Yeah, I would too.
they don't have the gun. The gun laws are good over there, aren't they? Or no, they're not. aren't they?
They took away
Yeah.
guns. So
Yeah, but imagine if being in the outback with a fucking wallaby as a pet and be like, oh, just shoot a fucking musket out there.
I'm not sure their extent of what they did with guns. All I know is guns are
They're banned.
banned over there. I think.
Yeah, they're banned. Actually, yeah, I
completely
think they are
wrong.
banned.
Yeah,
guess
I'd go
so.
there just because the women will come to us because we're Americans. We're friendly towards women.
Besides that, it just looks like they got rid of the virus months ago.
Oh yeah.
Them in New Zealand did
Really?
months ago, bro. Like there was like pictures of concerts and
They are like real isolated, so I can't imagine like it would have been hard for them to do.
yeah, and then there are people over there probably not retarded. You know what I mean? Like over here is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make out with this hobo. Oh shit, now you got AIDS. Like,
I feel like if you turn around and turn down the wrong road, you got AIDS.
well, if you don't have a gun and
Oh, in Australia.
You froze. Look at this gay man. Him just sitting there all frozen. He's probably gonna disappear.
Yeah, but I think I'd move to Australia just because it's like I haven't been to Australia yet. I know there's big cities there, but I feel like a lot of them's like outback and sheep country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
enjoy that.
to go to like New Zealand or Australia. I think they're a pretty cool country. Now that Rod is gone because of his internet, what would be your outlaw name?
My outlaw name? I think it's pretty just obvious, man. I am
Texas
the Texas
Ranger. And then just because you say that, Chuck Norris fucking sues you.
Imagine.
I'm the Texas Ranger. You're all arguing with him.
I would literally I would make a Twitter feed just to put that up and be like, so I'm a part of a small podcast and my name is the Texas Ranger and now Chuck Norris is suing me. And then memes will come out and be like, Chuck Norris already won.
Dude, whatever happened to those Chuck Norris jokes?
I don't know.
No one tells them anymore. There's one man that beat Bruce Lee.
Mhm.
I mean, one man that beat Chuck Norris, and it was
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
It's Bruce Lee. Past that point, nobody's beating Chuck Norris.
No. Remember the movie Expendables?
Yeah.
And he's all talking about the snake that bit him.
Yeah, he was just referencing his own memes.
Yeah, he actually likes them. Like he loved the Chuck Norris ones.
He boasted his ego.
Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. Time waits for no man, unless that man is Chuck Norris. If you spell Chuck Norris in Scrabble, you win forever.
Chuck Norris, I win.
The hooded raisin warrior is coming back online.
It says when Chuck Norris' daughter lost her virginity, he found it and got it back.
Look at his dumb face.
He's still
fucking frozen again.
He came back frozen.
Is he part of the movie Frozen? If Chuck Norris were to travel to an alternate dimension in which there was another Chuck Norris, they both fought. They would both win. Dude, his dumb face. Look at it. He's just. I gotta take a picture of this. His dumb, ugly. Colombian face.
When there's a meteor shower, Chuck Norris grabs a bar of soap.
Since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick related deaths have increased 13,000%. Chuck Norris doesn't sleep, he waits.
There's the Liam Neeson meme where he's a part of Taken and it's over the phone. It's like, I will find you one.
Yeah.
It says, I will find you. And the other picture has Chuck Norris on the phone and it says, and what? He goes, my apology, I dialed the wrong number.
This is one of my favorite ones. There's no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard. There's only another fist.
Yeah, one it's a CNN fucking post. This is breaking news. COVID-19 is dead. It got infected by Chuck Norris.
Once a cobra bit Chuck Norris's leg. After 5 days of excruciating pain, the cobra died. That's what happens. Chuck Norris makes onions cry.
Yeah. When the Hulk gets really angry, he turns into Chuck Norris.
Could you imagine? I wish there was somebody out there that made a meme of that, where they actually like the Hulk got angry and turned into him.
When Chuck Norris turned 18, his parents moved out.
Let's see if this idiot comes back online. There you are.
Hey.
Did you hear us?
No. I'll hear later when I hear the podcast.
Yeah, we're just like, look at his dumb face. Frozen.
I'm still trying to find the episode where like you're talking like you could, and then we're just roasting you. I don't know what episode that is.
I can't remember which one it is either.
Yeah,
that was a pretty funny one.
He's like, you guys, stop being gay.
I thought you guys were just talking over me. I'm saying, come on, idiots.
Oh, dude. Oh, man.
You idiot.
Where'd you guys? I like the last thing I heard was Chuck Norris. That's
Yeah, we were talking about Chuck Norris memes.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, we were reading the jokes that everyone has forgotten.
Yeah, because Chuck Norris is going to eventually sue me for a Texas Ranger, and he's going to win.
Yeah.
Steven Seagal once asked, how many push-ups can you do to Chuck Norris? And Chuck Norris looked at him and said, all of them.
No.
Chuck
Do they
Norris
have
clap with one hand?
Do they have like a Wild West museum?
I'm
Probably
sure
nearby.
they
I
do.
think.
There's no doubt in my mind that they do. Probably like in Yuma.
Yeah.
310
What's
to
that movie?
Yuma.
310 to Yuma.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys and
one.
aliens.
That has, what's his name? The Gladiator dude. The guy who plays Gladiator.
Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais. It has the boy from Signs. No, not really.
Talking about Leo, the young Leo.
Young Lee from Signs.
Dude, fucking Google it, you fucking donut. What was it? Gladiator.
Fucking A. Let's see.
There it is.
IMDb.
His name is. Oh, I didn't know Ridley Scott.
It's Russell Crowe.
Russell
Yes,
Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
And Joaquin
he-
Phoenix is in there too.
So Russell Crowe plays in the Bonnie and Clyde movie with Woody Harrelson, where they're both going after. And then he plays in 3:10 to Yuma, and he's also Jor-El, the father of Superman.
So apparently, there's a lot of cowboy museums
Here in California?
There's one in Oakdale, California.
I don't even know where that's at.
Yeah, I don't either.
That's in California, by the tree. Go to the
Down
tree.
the free, get on the freeway, turn left,
It's like
go
one in
straight to the tree.
Denver.
Don't go past.
Oh, get out of my face, old man. There's one in San Antonio, which isn't surprising. Wyoming, Arizona, another Wyoming one, Kansas.
Do you think that those shootouts or those duels that they used to call, you think they were that, like they were made like that, like the movies show, or do you think they just do it for dramatic effect in movies?
I don't
I
know.
think-
If that's probably how I would be an outlaw. If somebody would challenge me to a duel, and as we're walking out into the street, I'll just shoot him. Well, I wouldn't even
Yeah.
count to three. By the time he gets to the spot, I'll just
It'll be like you open the doors of the tavern and it's like, oh, after you. Oh, thank you, good sir. Pow! Right in the back of the fucking noggin.
I kind of think that they would be that way because I feel like a lot of those guys, because they probably shot a lot. I wonder how they got their ammo. But I think they I think they were so good at shooting that they were fast at the draw, and so I think it was probably like a cool, like a good way of doing that.
Not only that, but they probably had somebody in the background like, "Bee, wah, wah, wah."
I wonder why they came up with that music for a Western movie.
I don't know. Maybe back in the day for John Wayne and shit, they probably fucking made it up or something. I think that's a movie thing. Bee, wah,
Probably.
wah, wah.
What about this movie? Dances with Wolves.
I haven't seen that one.
No?
Isn't that with the Native American or some shit?
Yeah, where what's his name?
Kevin
Fucking
Costner.
Kevin Costner. He's a Western dude, a cowboy, and he was actually part of the
I think it was a Confederate.
something like that. Because in the
So he is
picture
some kind of
he
like
has
soldier.
the Betty Ross flag. So he was in the military, but then he somehow got split up and he was living with Indians, and then what was his name? Dances with Wolves. That's what they gave him, or something like that.
I don't know.
Huh. I thought it was shark bait.
Shark bait. Hoo-ha-ha. Yeah, so a Civil War soldier developed a relationship with a brand of Lakota Indians. Attracted by the simplicity of their lifestyle, he chose to leave his former life behind to live with them. Having observed him, they gave the name Dances with Wolves. Soon he is a welcome member of the tribe and falls in love with a white woman who has been raised in the tribe. So randomly he finds this white woman that's been raised by Indians. And falls
Dude,
in love with him.
I think it's hilarious when they cast like a non that person or whatever for like a certain group, like you're like The Last Samurai or what was that
Oh,
movie?
yeah.
Moses.
Where that one white person goes into that thing.
Yeah, and then fucking Christian Bale played Moses. I think he played Moses or some shit.
Something like that.
He played some fucking movie where he was like not even nowhere near. I thought for a second he was gonna be like, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman.
Where are they?
Where is she?
Where's the trigger?
How do you know her name?
A fall from this high won't break my legs. I'm counting on it. Or will only break my legs.
He's like, I only have one rule. Well, you're going to have to break it. I'm considerate. Dude, another movie I think that has a lot of Wild West qualities about it is Django.
Yes, Django is a really good movie.
Yeah, it's a Wild West movie. At the when one of the first like script of the movie is like, who goes there? Reveal yourself or prepare to get wanged. Like, I'm like, oh, yep, that's a Western movie.
Is that where he where the two dudes are walking with all the slaves?
Yeah, and
he comes up. That's the best part of the movie.
He shoots the guy and then shoots the other guy's horse.
Yeah. It was cool because he's like, he walks up, he's like, oh, can you hold this? And he gives him the gun.
The
and
gun.
He has him hold the fucking
he looks at him like, yeah, that shit's funny.
There's the A Million Ways to Die in the West by what's his name? The guy who makes Family Guy.
Seth Green?
No, it's Seth MacFarlane.
MacFarlane, that's Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen. What
There's
about the Three Amigos?
I've never seen that one either.
No? This is like one of my favorite movies growing up because it has Chevy Chase, Steve Martin, and Martin Short. And they're three amigos, and they're dressed like Mexican. What do you call them?
The band.
Yeah, they got the big hats and everything. You think they'd get mad now today if?
Yeah, dude, gentrification and shit.
That's culture appropriation.
Yeah, like culture appropriation.
Because they're movie stars, but these Mexican village think that they're real, and so then they go to that to film or something like that, and so that people think that they're there to save their village, and then it turns out that they actually really have to save them. Pretty good one.
Old Mexican movies were all about like Western style stuff, like shootouts and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Like I know my parents and my grandparents, not my parents, my grandparents would watch like the Mexican movie channel, and they were all like on horseback and sombreros and shooting people, and oh my god, he kissed his sister, like stuff like that, like
yeah,
it's all stuff like that. We got to get the Tucking Bastards gang and rob all the banks around here.
Yeah, now we're going to get the FBI busted through our windows.
The feds are coming. It's not like the sheriff anymore. It's the feds.
Yeah.
They're going to rob a bunch of banks? Yeah, it's Westerners.
They're going to come busting in, and they're just going to, before they arrest us, they're going to smash every little thing in our houses before they arrest us.
Yeah, no, it just baffles me so much how much the West has changed since those times.
Yeah, and it's only been like that.
Yeah,
it hasn't been that long. It's probably been like at most 100 years to some of these stories, and it's just now it's streets everywhere and stuff like that. Like, and back then it was just taverns and little towns here and there. Can you imagine how fucking crazy the alcohol must have been back then?
Yeah, right.
Dude, I bet it was like the alcohol content was probably so high.
Not only that, but the taste probably.
Like back in the day, because like during like medieval times and stuff like that, the water was so bad that they had to drink mead and stuff like that. And so I wonder if there's no way to like really purify it unless there was alcohol. And so,
yeah, probably.
I've heard of stories about moonshine back then that was like so potent it would make you go blind.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That's just crazy. Like, you go into a tavern, you got a bunch of sweaty, no teeth looking motherfuckers, and then you want a shot, and you pour the shot on the table, and it fucking makes a hole through the table. That's how fucking potent it was. Like,
it just melts through everything.
Yeah. And you were in the desert probably a quarter of your life or something, and you had no water, so you would just drink booze.
Yeah.
You know?
What about the movie The Hateful Eight?
That's a good one,
was
too.
good.
It's also a good one.
What's that one with that Adam Sandler made?
I know which one you're talking about, where he was like all 8 brothers because his old man was a horn dog.
Yeah. And then it has the guy from Twilight, the one that plays the wolf in there, whatever his name is.
It's called the Ridiculous Six.
Yeah.
Was Rob Schneider in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he's always in his movies.
And
I heard him.
my favorite part in that movie is when the guy's getting hung, but his neck, he's got a really strong neck, and they can't hang him, and he just starts swinging and having fun.
What was the movie with James Franco when he's like first time? Like, he's on the.
That was
he's about to get hanged.
Blazing Saddles.
Was it Blazing Saddles?
I think that's Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. The dude James Franco's so funny, dude. I don't give a fuck. Like he looks like a fucking pussy, but he's hilarious. I think when he's trying to be funny, he's really funny.
Yeah.
First time.
Or was it?
Man.
It was like that one. It's kind of like, it seemed like a musical. What's it called? I can't even remember. I'm pretty sure it was Blazing Saddles.
Google, help me out here.
Yeah, Google, tell me.
So Liam Neeson.
Ballad of the film.
Oh, that's what it is.
Ballad of the Buster Scruggs.
Why did I keep thinking it was Blazing Saddles?
There's a meme. It's like a 3-year-old unvaccinated kid when he spots a frightened 1-year-old unvaccinated kid in the hospital. He's got the noose around his head first time. Oh, dude, that shit's funny. I think I'm gonna watch some Western movies today. Trying to convince my wife to, hey, come on, let's watch this Western movie. I don't want to watch a stupid fucking single mom movie or shit.
True Grit.
Wasn't that a series?
Yeah,
on HBO.
Yeah, and it was also a John Wayne movie.
I see.
John Wayne. I used to go to my dad's side of the family. I'd go to my grandparents on that side. My grandpa would always be watching John Wayne movies.
I would like love to, go see. Like, I wonder if those old towns and taverns are still like standing. Some of them, I know, not a lot of them probably are not, because they developed so much land back then, like from back then. But like finding like an old Western town somewhere.
I feel like there's got to be. I know there's people out there that will buy those land and they'll preserve those and turn them into like some sort of museum type thing. So I'm sure there's got to be like something out there that is doing that, like is keeping them up and going. They need to do. Have you ever seen the West? What's that HBO show? The fuck, I can't remember. It's like a Western type show, but it's not a Western show. But they created this world, this
Westworld,
and so they go into it and they can be in Western times, so they can have gunfights and they shoot like animal, like
robot people.
Yeah, robot people, and they'll have like these like actual gunfights, and they can ride horses through the land and just pretend to be like a cowboy and rob things and do all that stuff.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another I just had it in my head a while ago. But there was another movie that was The Wild Wild West with Will Smith.
With Will Smith. That's a good movie.
Yeah, that was a pretty good movie.
Like that one actually like held up to time, I think. So
Yeah.
when they get those things around their neck and then that blade is following them. And
Yeah.
they
Oh
run
yeah.
through the cornfields. It's just like tearing through everything.
Yeah.
What about Shanghai Noon?
So with Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson,
Yeah.
his crooked nose.
I
Wow.
watched those the other day with my stepson. They're pretty good still. The second one's a little more boring. It's not as much like action in it, but they're pretty good still.
Mm.
The Alamo.
The Alamo, yeah. Yeah.
The Lone Ranger.
You ever been to the Alamo, Hayden?
Yeah, a lot. I went when I was a kid, and I thought the place was like awesome. And then I went again as an adult, and I never really realized how small the Alamo actually was on the inside.
Dude, and it's crazy. That was like a fort, right? With James or Sam Houston or some shit. Like,
I'm all like, how'd they fit an army in here? It's so
for real, dude. For real.
Yeah, I was a kid when I went there too, so I don't remember much of it, but I do remember like going up and seeing it. I don't remember what it looks like on the inside or anything like that.
Yeah, it's like really, it's really cramped inside.
I heard it was haunted.
Possibly.
Gotta do some ghost hunting.
Pretty sure you'll find Davy Crockett in there somewhere. I just wanted to go into like the courtyard field, like the big open area in the middle of it. I always wanted to be going in there, but I never went in there.
How far do you live from it?
Let's see. It's like a few hours away.
Yeah, San Antonio to Dallas area.
It's like at least like 3 hours.
That's how big fucking Texas is, dude.
I know. What is there like 3 time zones in Texas?
It's a 4-hour drive.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
But it's a good enough like weekend getaway.
It is, and San Antonio is like a really good tourist spot. Like I love it there.
Yeah, it looks really nice down there. Like if I were to pick any city to live in, Houston is just too big for me. Like it's just too big. And the only thing good about Houston is only 4 hours away from like where I'm from, and but it's just too fucking big, dude. I think after Katrina, when we were moving from a hotel from the small town, Lake Charles, Louisiana, we were like, let's go to Houston. So we went to Houston. We got lost. That's before we had to get a cop to help us find the fucking place. So big. But yeah.
What about Dirty Harry? Is it Dirty Harry? With fucking
Nicolas Cage.
Yes, Nicolas Cage.
You're talking about the Clint Eastwood film?
Yeah, Clint Eastwood. All those like Clint. I think it'd be badass because his son looks just like him, and if they fucking used him and made some Dirty
Clint
Harry. Eastwood movies,
yeah, some like
that.
Yeah, John Wayne films and stuff, type films. So there's like this Mexican song. This is how crazy Mexico was. And it tells a story about this guy that broke into his brother's like barn or something and killed his dog. So like he killed his dog and his brother like said, "Hey, why'd you kill the dog?" And he shot his brother for killing his dog. And then his brother's on the ground, pulls his gun out and shoots him back. So they're both dead. Yeah. I'm like, what? What the fuck are you guys doing killing dogs and shit out there?
I feel like back in the day, people probably didn't even fucking care. There's like,
probably not, dude.
I'm just gonna pull my gun out and I'm gonna shoot this dude or I'm gonna shoot this animal and all that shit, and they're just gonna like do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah. It's like the Clint Eastwood song, the Gorilla song called Clint Eastwood. But
gun laws begin. Googling this. So 1934. In 1934, Congress passed the National Firearm Act, the NFA. the country's first major federal gun control legislation, which was challenged in the Supreme Court with 5 years of its passing.
And then they gave control to the states to say do whatever they want. Like they got federal laws and the state laws.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much does a Glock cost? Where can I get a Glock?
Depends on what kind you want.
22.
I don't know.
That's a big boy. That's a big boy. I don't think I'll be able to buy that one. 19, Glock 19.
You probably will be able to get one for $500 or more.
But we can't buy those here anymore, can we?
Yeah, you can get a Glock.
In California.
I suggest getting what I got. So I got a Springfield Armory XD. Those are pretty good. The only thing is getting ammo. That's going to be your hard thing to do.
Yeah, because I want to get a gun, man, so I can shoot stuff.
So I don't know. Just look online because Glocks can get pretty expensive.
Yeah, they're just so nice, dude. They have no safety, but they're so nice. Like
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, no safety. My friend, he had like a bunch of Glocks and ARs. I don't know. I think I told you the story when we almost got arrested off the side of the road because we were shooting. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he had like a 30-round clip in his magazine in his Glock. He had a 40 caliber. It's a fucking 30-round magazine in it.
Wow.
Yeah, or a 20 round. I can't remember. But
all my AR ones are 30 rounds, so I don't even think I can even have those. And then I have two 10-round mags for my Springfield.
Yeah.
But the safety on my Springfield is on the handle. So,
yeah, I think you showed it. Like you had to like press it a certain way or something to.
Yeah, so you have to be holding the grip to even cock it or to do anything with it.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good safety. I also made a holster for it.
You 3D printed it?
No, Cadex. So this stuff right here. So it's those like plastic shit. And I heated it up and I formed it around my gun. Would you like to see it?
Yeah.
I'll be right
sure. Back. Stare at his ass. Yeah, dude. I think another good Western movie, man, is Holes.
Oh, it has to be.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Let's shoot it back.
Keep digging.
You never really think about it until like you actually piece it together. What category would you put Holes in? It would technically be a Western film, huh?
Yeah. How about Holes there, Zach? That's a Western movie.
Holes. That's a great movie. You gotta drink some sploosh.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
So this is my first attempt at a Cadex holster. So
nice.
Don't
do it.
It's a shitty job, but you just like you fold it over you heat it up in like the oven or whatever.
Yeah, it becomes pliable.
Yeah, and then you have to have like some soft stuff to like push down onto it, but it holds the gun in really well as it falls out. So yeah, it's my first attempt at this. I'm gonna try and make another one. So if you need one made, I will make you one.
Yeah, I don't think I can't get a gun until after I go to the academy. I think if I get a gun now, they're gonna be like, "Why'd you get that gun?
Yeah, what's going on?
Why you got a gun?"
I need to protect myself.
They just whip out their guns. You working for El Chapo?
So I put in a spot here so I could put a
strap or something,
clip on it.
Yeah, or something.
A thing so I can hook it to my belt.
What if I go to Nevada and get a gun there?
I don't know if you'll be able to because you don't have order or you're not.
I don't have orders
and stuff like that. So
yeah, I don't got no orders now. They're all raising orders.
Yeah,
it's the only orders I see nowadays. Yeah.
So I suggest.
That's probably one of the first things I'm going to do when I get home is go to the shooting range.
Yeah,
Like with your own guns? Because I know they have a shooting range here around here, but I don't know if they let you use their guns.
I don't know.
You
I
can.
haven't heard-
You can use theirs
That'd be so awesome.
because you can rent their guns.
I think
But,
it's just going to be like a dad and son nighting. We're just going to have my older brother, my little brother, and myself go out to the gun range and just shoot.
That's dope.
But yeah,
Yep.
this is a pretty high rated, according to my father-in-law. This is a pretty good high rated handgun that people like to get.
Yeah.
And it was, I think, about 400.
That's not that bad.
No,
That price isn't that bad. But
oh, it's pointing at me. I better turn it.
oh,
It might shoot me because guns kill people.
Yeah, guns kill people. People don't kill people.
like the American Dad fucking thing. Guns kill people, Dad. Oh, really? Go ahead, gun. Kill somebody.
So one of my friends, he was at a pawn shop and he found a gun. I think I showed you this, Hayden. But he found this rusted old revolver, and the place just thought it was a fake
Like a
gun.
prop.
Yeah, just like a prop or something, like a toy, completely rusted. So he bought it for $100, and so he took it to a guy that restores guns, and he got it restored. And the gun is a 45 Colt. The patent for it was in 1871. And this thing is so, I don't know if this is like a good way to show it, but this is the gun,
Well, he did a good job in restoring it.
right? It has brass all on it and everything. I'm pretty jealous. Pretty jelly. Are you frozen, Rod?
I think Rod had a stroke.
I think his internet is stroking out. I think he's gonna disappear again.
Yeah, oh, there he goes.
He always does.
Poor Rod,
Without
man.
fail.
Poor Rod.
What do you think if you were an outlaw back in that time, what would you do? Like what would be your job? What would you want to be?
Man. If I was an outlaw, all I can think when it comes to outlaws is like robbing banks and shit.
Would you want to be the leader of it? Would you
No,
be like one of the crews?
I wouldn't want to be a leader because I wouldn't trust my crew. I think they'd pin it all on me. Like, he made us do it.
I feel like I would be a leader. I am always one of those people that always starts a group of people,
Yeah.
and then be like, "Hey guys, let's go do this," and then somehow I'd convince you guys to go rob a bank with me. They would call me Brother Zachariellis, the cult leader. We'd all have our nicknames from this, but we'd be outlaws, a group of outlaws.
Yeah. I think I'd be doing like a lot of solo work.
You wouldn't come with me?
No, I mean, like if I was an outlaw, if I was doing stuff, I think I'd be a solo dude. And then I can imagine you coming down from fucking Utah, coming to Texas, and just be like, this is where it's at. And you see me standing on top of a fucking cactus and shit.
You'd be like, I'd be riding my horse, and I'd go past the cactus, and I would stop, and I'd look up and be like, what the fuck?
And you just see
I'd
me.
be like, what are you doing up there? And
What
then
are you-
you'd be like,
What are you doing in my neck of the desert?
you'd have a sandwich in your hand.
Have a fucking big old-fashioned Marlboro and just like with a sandwich. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
You're just like, man, you haven't blinked for a long time. You want to come with me? And I'd be like, I guess so. and then I hop on my donkey and then go out with you.
We're talking about being outlaws.
He's gone. He's gone.
Oh,
He's back.
Get up.
There we go.
You good?
Yeah,
So-
my internet's pulling a green.
So we're talking about if we were outlaws, and then what type of outlaw we would be, and then I'd be up in Utah being an outlaw, and I'd come riding down to Texas, and there'd be this desert with a cactus, and I'd ride past it, and then I would stop because I noticed something weird on the cactus, and I turn, and Hayden, Texas Ranger, is standing on top of the cactus eating a sandwich, smoking a
Barefoot.
cigarette.
And eating a sandwich.
and then I pull up from Louisiana
Yeah,
because I robbed like a shrimp boat or something, and I'm like, hey, who that standing up on that cat?
I look over at Zach Ellis and I was like, this man's speaking words.
No, I pull up saying that I got a scrimp in my bag. That's for scrimp. We got something to eat right here in the desert. And then fucking Texas Ranger, he's like, "What are you saying there, buddy boy?" And then Zach is like, "Hello, my name is Zachary Ellis. I'm here to talk to you about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints." We got the Texan eating the sandwich on the cactus, the fucking Bayou dude that you can't understand a word he's saying. He smells like shit, and the Mormon. That'll be the gang.
So then I would be like, "Hey, brethren, would you guys like to come with me on an adventure to rob a train over here?" And you guys, and then Rod's like, "Yeah," and then and then Hayden would be like,
And
"Fuck
so,
yes, I would. You
Hayden's
got
like,
sandwiches?"
I guess so.
and then we'd ride off, and we'd be like galloping, and then we see this one dude just sitting off by himself with a campfire, and that's Stiegel, but we can't quite see him. We just see the campfire. We ride up there, and he's gone, and all of a sudden he comes popping up out of a bush and be like, "You guys aren't supposed to be over here."
we make it all the way to Washington. It's just a dude smiling like he's a city slicker, but he's an outlaw.
He's wearing a what's it called, a scarf and shit, and like
He's got a
nice
scarf
shoes.
tied around his neck.
Ball hats.
It's actually an ascot.
We just look up there. It's like, give us your money. And he's like smiling. How about I come with y'all? That sounds like an awesome idea.
Okay, first lose the toboggan.
And then the music starts and we start galloping again. And
The
then,
thing, like, Texas Ranger will be like on a horse, like a proper horse.
Yeah.
You would be on a bike. Stiegel will be like in a Prius, and then I'm riding a pig.
and then we head off towards Wisconsin, and then that's where we come up to Josh.
Oh yeah.
And then Josh is shooting things. He's got his 2 dogs with him, and then
Yeah.
he's shooting random things.
You want to be an outlaw? Do I get to shoot at random things? Yes.
You sure do, brethren. You sure do, brother. And then we got the bastard crew as outlaws, and then they call us the bastard crew.
Bastard gang.
The bastard.
Yeah, the bastard gang. And then
Like
we'd all go galloping off in there, and I'd be on my bike behind you guys.
Yeah.
Just with a big old grin on your face, like.
Guys, I can't go up this hill.
You lose
Hold on.
your helmet falls down. You're like, oh man, oh no, I have to go get my helmet. Hurry up. Hurry up, you're going slow as hell, boy. Hold up, give me a second. I have to dust it off, okay? Oh, Joseph
Okay.
Smith, help me.
He has a poker card in the spool of the bike.
I got my Book of Mormon in my front pocket, and somehow I created a tie, and I'm just wearing it. Or I have a bow tie on.
You guys wear bow ties?
I guess. Some people wear bow ties.
No, we make it all the way to like, let's say Georgia or something to do some crazy shit over there, and it's like Texas Rangers like, all right, fellas, we're gonna go into this bank and rob them, and then you're like, what? You mean this isn't a mission?
Wait, can we pray first, guys? Brethren, can we pray? Pray.
Or no, we'll use you as a decoy. You knock on the door so they think that it is somebody on a mission.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, oh yeah, come in, because whatever, religious people. And then we just, while you're like distracting them with praying and stuff, we go through the back door and steal all their shit.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's an old Western Spanky's house. And we steal all their shit.
Try to sell them, mark up the value.
Yeah.
This would be a crazy bastard crew because we all look different.
For real.
I can see Malone as like one of those snake oil salesmen. We just take him along and just pick on him as we go.
Malone would be like the crazy dude that speaks out of turn and does something that we didn't want him to do, and then we kick him off the crew by snake bites. We'd have a snake and he'd bite him. A rattlesnake just bites him. And we're like, goodbye, sleepy Evan Malone. Yes, he's always tired. He's falling asleep.
He's always tired.
Okay, so this is the guy that used to roll with Pancho Villa back in those times. Let's see if I could.
Yo, that's the sombrero guy I was thinking of.
Hell yeah.
Dude. Look at that guy. Look at that fucking mustache.
Go to that colored version.
The colored one? This one?
Yeah, yeah.
See if I could make it bigger.
Poncho's tagging him along. He's like, yeah, I guess I'll go.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. They're like,
Yes,
can I find a yob? Do you guys have a yob for me?
That would be you. You come up to us. Hey, do you guys have a yob?
Oh,
I heard selling oranges was good.
That's just funny. Oh, man.
We'd be the best crew ever, robbing places.
Because we make people laugh, and then they're like, you know what? Just take everybody. You know what? Take my wife, too.
What a goofy gang of outlaws y'all got here. That man's riding a pig. What do they call you? I'm the Texas Ranger. I'm the Texas Ranger. Do you always have a sandwich? Always.
Right as he finishes it, he reaches back into his leather satchel and he pulls a sandwich out.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
What is that? They call it Papa John's where I went.
Papa John's. They get
That's
you.
funny.
They get there faster than an ambulance.
That's funny.
Oh, that'd be a
I
good
think that's
story.
what I'm gonna I always try to plan out my costumes for Halloween, and I think I'll be a Western guy. I'll grow my mustache out and just,
That would be
go
awesome.
out.
For Halloween, we should all be Westerns.
Westerners.
Yep. We'll carry around. I have 2 hunting rifles that look like Western rifles.
Cowboys. I'll find a place that rents out horses. We'll just park our horses next to cars.
We're just walking down the street with our horses.
Wasn't there like a meme or something where some dude was riding a cow and he parked the cow in the horse stable or some shit? And some guy's like, "Hey, you can't put that beast there. It's illegal," or some shit. Like,
I don't know.
I think I've seen it somewhere. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know where it was.
I'd have we'd give Malone a BB gun.
Fuck that. He gets a fucking Nerf gun.
A little Red Rider.
No, he'll get the gun that has the little cap on the front that has a string attached to it. So when he shoots it just pops off. Well, anyways, should we end it here?
Think we're all westerned out.
Yeah, we're westerned out. We're the bastard crew. The outlaws. The bastard outlaws.
Subscribe for that Talk Basketball Cat. Yeah, right there. Get the merch.
Visit our merch store right here.
Oink, oink.
Talking bastards on redbubble.com.
Watch out for the hillbillies out there.
According to the beast from the Middle East. Peace, love, and ball sacks.
Peace, love, and boss sex.
All right. Thanks for listening. If you're going to listen or watch, maybe. I don't know what you guys do.
Maybe I might do both.
Yeah. Like,
Do it at the same
subscribe.
time.
Yeah. Okay.